Now we were talking about the example of the practice 10.5 path list argument.py in our page textbook 332. So this is the main function. So actually it default initiate we make x equal 1. We assign 1 to x, right? And 1 is int variable and y is a list here. 1, 2, 3. And then this is a main function, m function. So we put 1 into here and y a list here, right? So we print x is x and y index 0 is y index 0. So this function is the number is 1001, right? It's a new value to the number, and the numbers 0 will become 5555. So when we call the main function, we want to know what is the result. So this is the result. The outcome, x is 1, right? Because we have learned that before. The x, no matter the variable through a function, right? It assign a number to it, the variable, but actually it will not change the variable itself. It's unchanged, but the function value can be changed. So when we assign the numbers, the list, the index 0 equal 5555, then we will return to the y. So now y is changeable because this part have already changed as a 5555. So finally, the result will equal just like this. So it's a very important because the list is a changeable objects, changeable through the function, right? It can be changed in the function, but the variable cannot be changed, Even in the function, the value has been reassigned, but it will not change itself, originally itself. But for list, it could be changed. This part will become 5555, okay? So now this is another example in your textbook. The next page, we call that default list argument. What is a default list argument? It means, see, it's a function we call it at, right? And it's a x, it's an empty list. The list equal an empty list. So if x is not in the list, so please make the x a path to the list. And finally, return the list. So this is the main function. List 1 equal 8 and 1 put inside, print list, right? So we will see what's the result. Okay, it's the outcome. First, the list 1 will become 1, okay? And list 2 add 2, right? Add 2, and 2 is not in the list, so you will append here. And then if we use the add 3, and we directly give the list 11, 12, 13, 14, then actually it will become 11, 12, 13, 14, and 3 will append here because it's a default value, just like default arguments we previously mentioned about. If you do not provide the list, we do not, when we call the function, we do not provide the parameter, you will use the argument default arguments. The default arguments is empty. But when you call the function, use your list here, you will directly use the list first and append 3 as the function and print it. If you add 4, you will back to the empty list. So the result will just like 1, 2, and 4. So it's totally different. It's different system. When you use the function without the argument, then you will have the default argument directly connect, continue. And if you use the list by yourself, you assign the list, then the result will append to the list you provide. So it's interesting. So we just let you know what is the properties, characteristic of this list. And when you do that, you can easily use it and without any error or mistake. So now we will give another example. This example is about if the list is none, list equal none. So if the list is none, it's empty. If X is not in the list will append the X and return the list. So we will see what's the result. First, the list equal 8, 1. Okay, 8, 1. So we print the list, it will be 1. And list 2, we add 2. So it's a little different because we told that the default is none. Default is none, so it will not continue. It's just independently. It will just not restart, right? It's just have 2. And if you have your list, then you just append it. Otherwise, if you do not provide any default list, it means that this is none, it will become empty. So even the main function is the same with the previous, just like this, but our result will be totally different because this is the empty list and it will 8. It will continue, right? Okay, so but if it's none, we give the condition just like this. If it is none, every time we give the empty, so every time it will restart. So you will not save anywhere anymore, right? So it's a practice, and then we will really do some practice. This is a return a list from a function. Return the list from the function, as in your textbook page 334. So when a function return a string, it return the reference value of the list. So when calling a function, you can send a list arguments, and that the function can be return a list. So today we'll try to do this. It's very interesting. We call that reverse. So this reverse function is just like this. Default definition is reverse function, and we will give it a list. So actually, result is an empty list, and we give the for function here, for loop here, for element in the list. Then we use the result dot insert. Insert, do you remember, is a function. What is a function? It's a function about every time please insert an element in the index 0. So actually it will be empty. Actually it's empty. First, we copy the first one and we insert in the 0 places. Yeah, 0 places. And the second time we the for function will move to the next element, right? The element will insert into the 0. So how can it be 0? It's just in front of the original value, make it become 1. So this places will be 0. So actually it will insert in front of the every time of the list, always be the 0 places. Always be the 0 places. So we will get totally reverse list. So we will try to do that. So we start new function, right? So actually we have a function called reverse. Yeah, we just name it by ourselves. And it's a list inside. And for X in list. Okay, we do that. We make a empty. So we make an empty result. Empty list first, right? And every time we use the list insert in the 0 places. Insert is a function first. You have to tell him which position, 0, index 0, and insert X. And the loop will be finished. So finally, we will return the result. So actually we will have a list, our own new list. So first, we will provide a list here. So the list one is, just like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, okay, we also can for I in range 6, 8. So print list one first, and then we print a reversed list. And remember, the parameter is different, so we have to replace this part and go. So try it. So it's not allowed. It's I for I, EVLI. Oh, more complicated. Must be a string. Okay, we just give the string. Revise this. I just want you have a order. And finally, the type is not iterable. Why? Oh, it's list. So here. So first is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? But when every time we put it into here, we put it at 0 places. So actually it's just have only 1. And next you insert into the 0 places, it become the 1 places. And then 3 become the 0 places every time you just insert it, right? Okay, so you have then you will have a reverse list. So it's a very interesting way. You use the insert function every time you insert in the index for the 0 places index, then we will finally get a reverse list. So it's your turn. Try to do that.